Welcome to C Reddy Technologies. Observe this question. This is career guidance video. I am new to the IT field. Want to learn software testing. Can I learn it? See, nowadays, so many people are asking this question by phone and by email. See, I am answering this question publicly. I am new to the IT field. Want to learn software testing. Can I learn it? Can I have a better career in this software testing? Yes. See, non-IT graduates. For example, IT graduates means BTech Computer Science, CSC, Computer Science and Engineering. Next, BTech IT, etc. Some specializations also there. BTech AI and ML, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, BTech DevOps, BTech Cyber Security, BTech Data Science, specializations. See, BTech Computer Science and Engineering, CSC, that is general. Next, BTech IT, Information Technology. Next, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, DevOps, Data Science, Cyber Security, etc. Specializations are there. Okay, they are IT graduates. Next, non-IT graduates are there. For example, BTech or MTech, Mechanical, EEE, Civil, etc. Next, some are non-BTech. For example, MSc Computers, MCom, etc. They are non-IT graduates. See, so many non-IT graduates nowadays asking this question. Want to learn software testing? Want to learn software testing? Can we learn it? Can we have better career in this area? My answer is yes. Yes. As a non-IT graduate, you can learn software testing and get best career opportunity in this area. See, in my saga of experience, I have seen so many non-IT graduates, non-IT people, and they got better careers in this area. So my suggestion is, as a non-IT graduate, you can learn and you can have better career in this area. So if you have interest, try to learn. First you start, say, first operating environment. First you focus on operating environment. See, for software testers and developers, this is basic knowledge, operating environment. Say, nowadays, I think all of you familiar with Microsoft Windows. All of you familiar with this one, Microsoft Windows. See, if you want to learn IT subjects, you learn Microsoft Windows. So you can say, we know the Microsoft Windows. Yes, you may know that MS Windows. Here, basically two types of operating systems are there. Server-side operating systems, client-side operating systems. Client-side operating system, for example, Windows 8, 10, 11, all these are client-side operating systems. Server-side, 2005 server, 2008 server, server-side. See, learn at least one server-side operating system and minimum two client-side operating systems, Windows 10, 11, next Windows 2008 server, etc. Next, apart from MS Windows, try to learn UNIX. See, nowadays, client-side market share if you consider client-side market share, then MS Windows is having 80 to 85% market share. Remaining means below 15% market share other operating systems, client side. When it comes to server side, MS Windows, Unix and Unix flavors like Linux, Solaris, etc. 50-50. So if you want to conduct server-side testing, be familiar with Unix operating environment. Learning Unix is very simple. Some basic commands are there. First, you install Unix operating system or a Unix flavor. Unix is a command line operating system. You install Unix flavor like Linux, etc. Linux is better. In Linux, command prompt is there. Linux is GUI, graphical user interface operating system like Windows. In that Linux, you can find a command prompt. There you can execute Unix commands. Okay. Next, after familiar with operating environment, next focus on documentation. Say in software testing, important things are understanding requirements, analyzing requirements, deriving test scenarios, documenting test cases. Just a minute. Documentation. Documenting test cases, collecting test data, executing test cases, after executing, analyzing test results, reporting defects, etc. In these responsibilities, more documentation is there. So be familiar with documentation. Suppose in MS Microsoft Corporation, Word is there. In Unix environment also, Word flavors are there. MS Office flavors are there. Star Office, etc. In Windows, we have MS Office. Be familiar with MS Office, especially MS Excel. Say if you conduct manual testing, you may use Excel sheet for writing test cases using a predefined format, writing test cases, reporting defects, etc. Suppose if your company is following any test management tool like ALM, application lifecycle management, or Jira, etc., then using those tools you can write test cases, you can execute test cases. After executing, you can write defect reports, etc. See, anyhow, if you use test management or defect management tool or Excel sheet, documentation is mandatory for manual testing. See, even for automated testing, suppose Selenium, UFT like tools, they conduct functional testing. Suppose JMeter, LoadRunner like tools, they conduct performance testing. For defect reporting, you need to use Excel sheet or Bugzilla, Mantis like defect management tools, or ALM, next Jira like test management tools. See, one important concept. Defect management is part of test management. Suppose if you use Jira or ALM like tools, they support test case design, next defect management, etc. If you want to, if your company is using only defect management tool like Bugzilla, Mantis, etc., you can use that tool for defect reporting and tracking. Okay. Say if you use test tools or Excel sheet, documentation is important for manual testing. Even for automation testing also some documentation is there. So familiar with documentation. Here, familiar with MS Office, especially MS Excel. Excel is part of MS Office. Other components also there, Word, presentation, etc. Familiar with MS Excel spreadsheet. Next, if you have time, or if you have a facility to learn any test management tool, try to learn Jira. Nowadays it is trending one. Try to learn Jira. Otherwise, suppose Bugzilla only for defect management, reporting defects and tracking defects. If it is Jira supports test management as well as defect management. To try to learn Jira or Bugzilla. Next, manual testing. Manual testing. See, it is basic thing in software testing. Software testing can be done in two ways. One is traditional manual testing, another is automated testing or automation testing. See, manual testing, with only manual testing, getting job is difficult nowadays. It is not enough. Apart from manual testing, you need to learn automation testing also. Then you can get better opportunities. See, in manual testing, you focus on SDLC, software development life cycle. Actually, it is developers' concern, software development life cycle. Why we need to learn software development life cycle? Software testing is an integral part of development life cycle. So be familiar with development life cycle. Next, we have different life cycle models, SDLC models. See, be familiar with at least 2 or 3 popular models. Waterfall model, V model, next nowadays famous model, trending model, agile model, incremental and iterative models. So be familiar with V model, first waterfall model, traditional old one, but still in live. Waterfall model, V model and agile model. Next, software test levels. See, we have 4 levels of testing. Unit testing, integration testing, system testing and acceptance testing. Testers may vary from one level to another, but testing is there in 4 levels. We independent testers conduct software testing at system testing level, means testing on integrated system. So focus more on system testing. Next, just know the what is what, unit testing, integration testing and acceptance testing. Next, software test types. Learn software test types. See, we have different types of testing, functional testing, non-functional testing. In non-functional testing, performance testing, usability testing, security testing, compatibility testing, reliability testing, etc. See, be familiar with first functional testing. Nowadays, functional testing is having highest market share, nearly 65 to 70%. So be familiar with functional testing. If you have interest or leisure time, try to learn performance testing or usability testing. They will add an advantage to your profile. Next, software test design techniques. See, exhaustive testing is not possible. Exhaustive testing means testing with all possible inputs and preconditions is not possible, impractical. So in order to reduce the input domain coverage, input and output domain coverages, we use test design techniques. As a black box tester, see, we are independent testers. We conduct testing on integrated system, not on internal code, internal structure. So be familiar with black box test design techniques. See, other techniques also there. White box test design techniques. Developers use white box test design techniques like statement testing, decision testing, condition testing, multi-condition testing, etc. We independent testers use black box test design techniques like equivalent classes, boundary value analysis, decision table testing, use case testing, state transition, etc. Next, if you have any leisure time, try to focus on another category, experience based techniques. See, white box test design techniques, black box test design techniques, and the experience based techniques. Leave white box test design techniques, focus on black box test design techniques. Next, focus on experience based techniques also. Suppose sometimes we need to conduct informal testing on some applications based on company requirement. Informal testing. For conducting informal testing, experience based techniques like exploratory testing, error guessing, etc. techniques available, techniques required. Next, heart of the manual testing, software test life cycle. Test life cycle. See, learn this software test life cycle thoroughly. In this test life cycle, we have nearly 6 phases. Phase names may vary from one company to another, but concept is same. In the software test life cycle, phases of software test life cycle, analyze requirements phase, analyzing first understanding and analyzing requirements. Next, second one, test planning. Next, test design. Next, software test environment setup. Next, test execution. Next, last phase, test cycle closure. See, be familiar with software test life cycle. See, apart from software test life cycle, software test documentation. Actually, part of software test life cycle, we prepare some documents. I am separating this one, but it is not separate activity. As part of software test life cycle, we conduct, we prepare some test documents. What are the important test documents? Be familiar with requirements traceability matrix. See, test lead creates this document, but all testers need to update this document throughout the life cycle. Next, be familiar with the test plan. See, test plan is input for our test design. Okay, our test execution, our testing process, it is input. So be familiar with the test plan document. Next, test case document, test data. Next, defect report document, test summary report, etc. Familiar with these. See, next, already I told, manual testing is not enough to get job in software testing area. Not only getting the job, surviving the job and better career. If you want a better career, learn automation testing. See, automation testing. See, we have different types of automation testing or automated testing. Functional automation testing, performance automation testing, API automation testing, mobile automation testing, etc. In these test types, functional automation testing is having highest market share, nearly 65% to 70%. Remaining all are 30 to 35%. So be familiar with functional test automation. Functional test automation. See, in this functional test for conducting functional test automation, we have several tools. Micro Focus UFT, formerly QTP. Next, Smart Beer Test Complete. Next, IBM RFT. Next, open source Watir. Next, open source Selenium, etc. In these tools, Selenium is having nearly 60% market share. next test complete, next UFT, like that. So be familiar with Selenium. Next, Selenium supports 6 programming languages: Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, Ruby, and Kotlin. In these combinations, Java, Selenium with Java is having 70% market share. So learn functional automation, functional test automation using Selenium with Java. See once again, learn functional test automation using Selenium tool with Java programming. Next, supporting subjects. See, supporting subjects for our software testing. Already we discussed what is that one, operating systems. So learn Unix flavors, Linux. I think all of you familiar with MS Windows. Next, learn MS Office. I think all of you familiar with this MS Office, I think. Supported subjects. Next, SQL, structured query language. It is for conducting database testing. If you want to conduct database testing manually or using Selenium like tool, SQL commands are important. SQL. Next, if you have any leisure time, try to learn what is NoSQL.